What you're witnessing right before your eyes is the Japanese garden at Maimon Park. Believe it or not, this is the home to a lot of my ideas. Sometimes I may think about simple things, such as vacation, and some other times I may just think about other things, such as what video I should do next on my channel. As I was walking around, I was thinking of a franchise that I used to love when I was a child. A franchise that Capcom used to develop. A franchise that unfortunately we haven't heard much these days, but there is a possibility of a revival, especially since a remastered version of one of its games is being released this month. And today we talk about the Onimusha franchise. Onimusha is my second most favorite franchise that Capcom has ever developed, Mega Man being in the #1 spot. But why is Onimusha so interesting to me? Well, there's a lot of factors of why Onimusha is such an interesting franchise, and I think that everybody that has not played any of the games should go ahead and check it out, especially since the very first game, Onimusha Warlords, is coming to the Xbox One, PS4, and Nintendo Switch, and it's only gonna cost $20. But enough of that. I really want to focus on why I think Onimusha is a franchise that a lot of you guys should just go ahead and check out. As somebody that enjoys history, one of the main things that I enjoy about Onimusha is the fact that it concentrates on the Sengoku period, when Oda Nobunaga was trying to unify Japan in the late 16th century. It basically retells the story in its own way, by including such things as demons, monsters, and other foes that you have to defeat. There's other games out there who have also been developed by Japanese companies that also include Oda Nobunaga in their games. For example, Samurai Warriors, and even Pokemon Conquest for the Nintendo DS. However, I don't enjoy any of those as much as I enjoy Onimusha. A lot of it has to do with the actual gameplay of the game. If you're a first-time Onimusha player, you will notice that its gameplay is very similar to another one of Capcom's franchises, Resident Evil. As a matter of fact, Resident Evil and Onimusha are more related than what you may think. The creator of Onimusha, Yoshiki Okamoto, proposed to Capcom to create Sengoku Biohazard, which basically was going to be a version of Resident Evil in which you were going to be able to use a ninja and you would go through the mansion and try to avoid booby traps. This game was supposed to be released for the Nintendo 64's 64DD. However, due to its failure, the game was eventually cancelled. The project was passed to the PS1 and they changed everything and decided to create its own game. In other words, the game that was being developed for the PS1 was Onimusha Warlords, the first game in the series. However, the timing on its release wasn't very appropriate. By the time that the developers would be done and release the game to the public, the PS1 would have stopped being relevant, so they decided to move the project to the PS2. On January 25th, 2001, Capcom made history by releasing Onimusha Warlords for the PS2 and Xbox, and even though it's a great game, it does have flaws. Onimusha Warlords' resemblance to Resident Evil unfortunately does affect the game to a certain extent, in which it can be uncomfortable for players when fighting bosses or even enemies. A lot of these issues are camera related issues. If you have played the first Resident Evil games, you will notice that you have no control of your camera. The camera changes depending on the location that you are in. Unfortunately, Onimusha Warlords also suffers from that same type of problem. And to make it even worse, the action in Onimusha games is more fast-paced than in Resident Evil games, so the likelihood of you getting killed quicker in them, it's very high. Onimusha 2 Samurai's Destiny unfortunately also suffers from this problem, and Onimusha 3 finally got it fixed. Every time that you fight a boss or a simple enemy, the camera just follows you around. But don't let that discourage you from playing any Onimusha game. The franchise as a whole is amazing, and I feel that a lot of people need to know more about it and need to play it a little bit more. The fact that Capcom is releasing Onimusha Warlords to the PS4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch is a sign. Maybe if they see that this game sells a lot, there could be a possibility of them bringing back the franchise. And I do feel that Onimusha is a franchise worth bringing back. Onimusha Warlords is coming on January 15th of this year. Go ahead and check it out. If not, you'll miss out. Thank you for listening to me and my expressions on this amazing franchise that Capcom developed. Let's go ahead and support Onimusha Warlords for the PS4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch to see if there's possibility of bringing the other games and even new games. Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you like the content that I make. Hit the like button if you like this video, and leave your opinions below. Are you going to be getting Onimusha Warlords for the PS4 or the Xbox One? I know that I'm gonna be getting it for the Nintendo Switch. It's only $20, guys, and trust me, it is worth the time. And money, of course. This is Ray Cabana wishing you guys a blessed one.